Have you ever looked around your home and thought, where did all this stuff come from? Maybe it's that hallway closet that doesn't close anymore, or the boxes in the garage you haven't opened in years. Maybe it's just a feeling that everything around you is a bit too much. And yet, part of what things can feel like letting go of pieces of our past. Every item seems to hold a memory, a story, a reason to keep it. But what if I told you that letting go doesn't mean losing something? It means gaining something far more valuable. More space, more calm, more energy, more peace. You see, after 70, life has a funny way of reminding us what really matters. And all the clutter, physical and mental, can get in the way of what's most important. Our health, our relationships, our time, and our joy. That's where minimalism comes in. Now, I'm not talking about living in an empty white room with one chair and no TV. No, minimalism isn't about sacrifice. It's about intention. It's about choosing to keep only what serves you, lifts you, or brings you real comfort. And in this video, we're going to talk about 5 powerful reasons why embracing a more minimal lifestyle after 70 can make your life not only simpler, but deeply happier. Let's start with something we all crave, peace of mind. As we get older, peace isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. You've done your time managing busy homes, raising kids, juggling responsibilities. Now, this chapter of life should be quieter, gentler. But if every room is filled with stuff, drawers packed with things you don't need, trinkets collecting dust, piles you keep meaning to sort through, it's hard for your mind to rest. Clutter doesn't just fill your shelves. It clutters your thinking. You might walk into a room and immediately feel overwhelmed without knowing why. Or you find yourself avoiding certain spaces because they just feel heavy. That's not your imagination. Our surroundings affect our nervous system. A crowded, disorganized environment can lead to more anxiety, lower energy, even poor sleep. But when your space is clear, your mind is clearer too. Suddenly, it's easier to breathe, to think, to enjoy the moment. And isn't that what this time of life should be about? Another beautiful reason to embrace minimalism is freedom. Freedom from the things that once served a purpose but no longer do. The clothes you no longer wear. The kitchen gadgets you forgot existed. The books you meant to read 10 years ago. All of it takes up space not only in your home, but in your mind. Letting go of those things is like giving yourself permission to move forward, to live lighter, to focus on what's truly serving you now. Minimalism also gives you physical freedom. As we age, we often face more challenges with mobility and balance. A cluttered environment can quietly become a hazard, something you trip over, bump into, or have to reach awkwardly to clean. But when your space is open, clean, and simple, it becomes safer, easier to move through, easier to maintain. That's not just comfort, it's independence. And that's something worth protecting. And let's not forget about time. How much of your day is spent looking for things, organizing things, or cleaning around things you don't even use? Minimalism gives you your time back. Imagine waking up in the morning and walking into a kitchen where every item has a purpose. A living room that invites you to sit and relax, instead of making you think, I really should sort through those papers. That kind of environment changes the tone of your whole day. Now that we've talked about peace of mind and freedom, 2 of the most powerful gifts minimalism can offer. Let's keep going and talk about how it impacts the people around you. How it impacts the people around you is something most of us don't think about right away, but it's deeply meaningful. One of the greatest gifts of simplifying your life is that it also makes life easier for your loved ones. We don't always like to talk about it, but the truth is at some point, someone else may need to help us manage our home or even sort through our belongings. And that process can be emotional, overwhelming, and at times, heartbreaking. But when you've already taken the time to declutter with intention, to decide what matters and what doesn't, you're actually lifting a huge burden off your family's shoulders. You're giving them clarity, peace, and the freedom to focus on being there with you, not just for you. It means your kids or grandkids won't have to guess what to keep, what was special, or what should have been let go. You've already made those decisions, and in doing so, you've left behind a space that reflects your heart, not just your history. There's something incredibly empowering about that. It says, I am still in control. I am choosing how I want to live now. I am creating a legacy that is light, thoughtful and full of meaning. That's not just kindness. It's wisdom in action. And speaking of meaning, that brings me to something we often overlook in the busyness of life. Joy. Real, quiet joy. When you strip away all the extras, the duplicate coffee mugs, the drawers full of unused batteries, the just-in-case items you haven't touched in a decade, what's left of the things that actually make you smile? The photo of your wedding day in a simple frame. The one chair by the window where the morning light hits just right. The soft blanket your granddaughter gave you. These are the items that feel like home, not because there are many of them, but because they matter. When you minimize, you make space for that joy to breathe. You stop being distracted by all the noise and start noticing the little things again. The way your house smells after baking something simple. The quiet of the afternoon. The feeling of sitting down without a dozen tasks competing for your attention. It's not about having less. It's about feeling more. And here's something else. The older we get, the more we realize that joy doesn't come from things. It comes from moments, from connections, from peace. Minimalism gently nudges us back to that truth. It reminds us that we don't need to fill our shelves to fill our hearts. Sometimes, letting go of the old makes space for something unexpected. New friendships, new routines, even a renewed sense of purpose. I remember a woman I spoke to not long ago. She was in her early 70s and had recently downsized from the home where she'd raised her kids. She told me something that stuck with me. For the first time in years, I feel like I can breathe. It wasn't just about having fewer boxes or furniture. It was the feeling of walking into a space that reflected now, not 20 years ago. She said her mind felt calmer. She had more energy. She even started painting again, something she hadn't done since her 40s. All because she created space for joy to re-enter. That's the magic of minimalism. It doesn't take away. It gives. Not always in obvious ways, but in the ones that matter most. We talked about peace, freedom, family, and joy. But there's still one more reason why embracing a simpler lifestyle after 70 might just be the most loving thing you do for yourself. And that reason is clarity. Not just in your home or your daily routine, but in how you see your life, your priorities, your future. At this stage, life is precious. Every morning you wake up, every conversation you have, every cup of tea enjoyed in peace. It all matters more now. And clutter, both physical and emotional, has a way of clouding what's really important. Minimalism invites you to slow down and see your life again. Not through the lens of what you used to do or what you used to own, but through who you are now. It encourages you to ask gentle questions like, what do I really need? What do I want more of in my day? What brings me calm? What no longer fits this version of me? When you begin to simplify, you also begin to notice. You become more aware of how much time you're spending in the spaces you truly love. You rediscover the joy of a quiet afternoon with a good book or a conversation without the hum of distractions around you. Your days become less about chores and more about presence. And with presence comes clarity, the kind that brings peace not just to your environment, but to your soul. You might find that you start choosing experiences over possessions more naturally. A walk in the park becomes more valuable than another trinket on the shelf. A call with a friend feels more rewarding than sorting through boxes you've meant to go through for years. Minimalism doesn't demand that you let go of your memories. In fact, it helps you honor them by clearing away the noise so the most meaningful ones shine brighter. And here's something beautiful that happens when you embrace this mindset. The people around you feel it, too. Your space becomes more inviting. Your conversations more focused. Your energy more peaceful. You stop feeling pulled in so many directions. You begin to feel rooted. That's the heart of it. Minimalism after 70 isn't about emptying your life. It's about filling it intentionally with the things that truly serve you now. The relationships that uplift you. The daily rhythms that restore you. The simple pleasures that you might have overlooked before, but now savor deeply. So if you've been feeling weighed down by things, by stress, by decisions, know that you can choose a different path. You can start with one drawer, one shelf, one conversation with yourself about what really matters. And you don't have to do it all at once. Take your time. Let it be gentle. Let it be joyful. You've earned the right to live light, to live free, To wake up and look around your home and feel at ease. You don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. This season of life is yours to shape, and minimalism is just one powerful tool to help you do it with peace, purpose, and clarity. If this spoke to you today, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you started simplifying your home or lifestyle? What has it brought into your life? Or what are you hoping to gain? Share it in the comments below. Let's support each other on this path. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more calm, encouraging conversations just like this one. Here's to living your full life with less stuff and so much more what truly matters.